Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host, MT. With like always is my all digital friend, Noah Bailey.
Oh god. Oh,
Yeah,
it hurts my
so
soul.
a few weeks ago, PlayStation, on a random Thursday, announced that starting in 2028, they will cease production on all physical PlayStation games. They'll still
Monsters.
sell them through their store, obviously, but there'll be no physical discs sold for any PlayStation ever after 2028. As a guy who has a PlayStation, what are your thoughts about that?
Bro, oh my God. This is like the worst thing to happen, like I don't say ever, obviously, but I mean like this, as far as gaming concerned, this is one of the worst things that has happened in I my entire lifetime, probably. This is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like really bad. Not only is this just corporate greed on steroids for one, but it's also this whole idea of like, you know that okay, so you know how everyone says there's a SpongeBob moment for everything.
Yeah.
You remember the episode where Mr. Krabs gets visited, by the ghost, and then he
Mm-hmm.
has to, he's like super generous, but he thinks he's dreaming, and then he like does all the stuff with his money, goes bankrupt, and all the free stuff, and then he realizes he's awake, and then he like gets everything back. The specific moment is when the guy is watching the movie that's like apparently not even in theaters yet, and Mr. Krabs hits the remote and not only stops the movie, he rewinds it out of the guy's brain and pretty much kills the guy, as far as you can tell. And
Uh-huh.
that's kind of how it feels. It's like you're not really buying anything anymore because there's no physical disc. You're getting a code. Mind you, if PlayStation just decides that this game is just not a thing anymore, it's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, you are not getting your money back for
Oh,
that game
absolutely not.
at all. So that whatever money. And you know what else is terrible about this?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this because you don't have PlayStation, but something very common about PlayStation, and specifically the PlayStation Store, games on the PlayStation Store don't go down.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
In real life, I can like that like Spider-Man, like when it first came out, within a year was like half price.
Yes.
Games will be $20 within a year or two after release. From their original like 60, 70, whatever.
Yeah.
Now they're just gonna sit there
Yep.
at 70, 80, whatever dollars, and they're not gonna go down
Mm-hmm.
because what are you gonna do about it? You
Yeah.
can't go to your local game store and get a used copy. You know why? There are no used copies.
No, I'm not saying it's a used digital code. It's used
That's
once
what
and
I'm
it's
saying. Like that's
like
not
it's
a
over.
thing. You can't do that. And the thing is, like my whole upbringing as a
Mm-hmm.
person was on used games. Like that
Yes.
was my whole. Like we never bought new games until I was like in high school when I had my own money.
Mm.
Like we always bought used game. I always specifically remember buying the previous year's like sports game or like whatever game because it was high on discount when the new one would come out. So I would be excited to get like, in 2008, I'd be like, oh yeah, I can get like Madden 2007 now because it's cheap now. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like now games aren't going to go down no matter what because they're just going to sit on the shop online. You're going to get your code for full price or just not play them. And it's ridiculous because now there's no, like, for example, I have a buddy named John. John's a great dude. John never had a PlayStation, he was just a Nintendo guy.
Mm.
I had a PS5 and I still have my PS4. And I was like, hey, man, here, you can have you can borrow my PS4. Here's like, some PS4 games I don't really play anymore that
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have or whatever. And you can just do that. You can't do that, Nethys.
No.
You can't give people games to borrow. You can't be like, oh yeah, here's just like try this game out. You can't really. I mean, it's not a thing anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 30 years from now, when after the PS5 and PS6 are, well back in history, uh, if you wanted to try to collect for those at the time, at that point, retro consoles, you can't. The
No,
PS6 will just be a big box that's useless. But assuming that all like the parts and everything is still like actually intact, you could still buy a PS2, a GameCube, original Xbox, PS3, whatever. You can still buy those systems, and find games for them, at like retro game stores or whatever. You could still collect for those systems. But the PS6, after the servers go down, after
no,
no.
gone,
Yeah.
gone
And I think there's two
forever.
things about this that I think are particularly hilarious when it comes to PlayStation. First, it's kind of a meme, but it's still kind of true. The PlayStation Network gets hacked constantly. Like it is
It does.
always down. So, you know, on like a particularly large release, um, if you're, let's say Spider-Man 3 comes out or whatever, and that's, like a big release for them, everyone is just going to go to the store to buy it at the same time. Are the servers going to be, are the servers going to like be good enough to, allow you to download that quickly? Because, like I said, back at the PS2, GameCube, whatever, that era, if you got a game, you could just immediately put it in and play it within 5 minutes of opening the box. Now you have to download every single game that you buy, and I know that servers and the technology in general has gotten better over the years, but I just foresee a time when just so many people are trying to download a game that just we don't have the bandwidth to allow that, at least in a quick fashion. Another thing that's particularly funny regarding PlayStation is there have been reports over the last year or so of different accounts being charged different amounts for the same game.
Mm.
I'm not sure. I haven't like I've seen this like a couple different places. I don't know if it's like been fully verified or exactly what factors went into it, but it could be demographics, it could be based on play time, it could be like, oh, this account bought this game previously in the series, so they're more likely to buy the new one, so we're gonna charge them more or charge this other one. Like they haven't played this yet, so maybe they'll be more likely to buy it if it's cheaper. Like
That can't
that's
be legal.
scummy.
Is that legal?
Who
I don't.
knows?
I don't think. I mean, okay. I'm not a law student. I didn't go to law school, but that sounds like something that would just arbitrarily just be illegal
I
and
agree.
just like that can't you can't just be like, I mean, like, yes, I understand, like if it's your own business, you can do what you want, but it's like when you're a global conglomerate like that, you can't just be like, oh, for you it's 50, for you it's 80. It's like, whoa, wait a minute now.
Yeah, yeah. Like it might have just been something they were testing out, or maybe it was unverified, or like, I don't know, or maybe like different regions had different pricing, and that's what they're confused about. I don't know, but it is something that if everything has to flow through only one place, they could theoretically try something like that, and like it is a little annoying because we talked about this before. I feel like Sony has been kind of planting the seeds for this, and Xbox also been kind of planting the seeds for this for a couple generations now by at least offering systems that don't have disk drives. The most expensive version of the PlayStation you can buy right now for $900 doesn't have a disk drive. And one of the selling points of the PS5 Pro when it was first revealed was that, oh, if you play your PS4 games on it, you can get them, upscaled and they'll run better. But how am I supposed to run my PS4 game on it if it doesn't have a disk drive? So you got to spend, I think like $80 for a disk drive to put on it. Will future PlayStations even offer the optional disk drive? Like, will they be capable of running disks at all? Like, is backwards compatibility dead? That's stupid.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like they're really getting rid of so many different like levels to it. And also it's basically like requiring you to get like an online subscription as well.
Yep. Yep.
Because if you don't, I mean, how are you going to get games? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you're not signed in, it's going to be like, oh, you're not signed in. You can't play the games that you bought. And I'm
Yeah.
like, huh?
Like, I'm genuinely shocked that it was Sony who pulled the trigger first, since Microsoft has been championing, their Game Pass for the past like 10 plus years now. So I'm surprised that they weren't the first ones to say, we're not going to sell any physical games, but it's all going to be streaming now. I'm surprised it was Sony, but especially since Sony literally owns Blu-ray. Like, they started, at least like partnered with the people who started Blu-ray. So I don't, it's, I don't get it. And a like a funny part about the story is, in tandem with the announcement that they're stopping all physical games, they also said, oh, and at some point next year, the the digital stores for the PS3 and the Vita are also going away. So at the same time, we're saying, oh, every game can only be bought digitally, but implying that that digital store will not be there forever.
That's what I'm saying.
I know the PS3 is 20 years old now at this point, so like I guess it's time to go. But like, and also at least you could still potentially buy a physical game. Like if you wanted to buy Infamous 2 or whatever, like games that are stuck on that system, you can still technically get it. But you know, going forward, like I said, 20, 30 years from now, that won't be possible. And especially when it comes to like licensed games, or like stuff that has just like a lot of rights and like property shenanigans all around with it. Like, for example, there was a Transformers game back in 2012, I believe, called The Fall of Cybertron. That game was developed by a they were either developed by Activision or developed by a team that was involved by Activision later or something. And Hasbro is notorious for like licensing out their properties and then revoking it and giving it to other people. So that the deal with I think it was Activision. The deal with Activision only lasted about 5 years, and after they produced their last game, a couple years after that last game was released, every single version of War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and like Cyber Spark, like some other like third game that like kind of it was a the third one was like a weird movie tie-in also. Whatever. The point is, you can't buy those games anymore anywhere,
Right.
not digitally, because the license for that game doesn't exist.
Right. They're
They're
just gone.
gone. I never got to play Fall of Cybertron because at the time when it came out, I didn't have a strong enough computer to play it. I didn't have an Xbox or PlayStation, so I just was like, oh, maybe at some point I'll get around to it. And now I physically can't buy it or play it at all unless I, found it somehow, like,
Right.
um, and like that, that has happened even in more recent instances. I know Ubisoft is horrible about this, where if ever they'll release a remake of something, the original version of it will be delisted. So, I don't know if this is the case with Black Flag, with the Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is getting a remake soon, but
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that down the line they wanted to basically even if you actually prefer the original version of it, you know you can't buy that version of the game anymore, and that's
Right. It
with an
doesn't
all digital
exist.
future. That's a very high possibility that games can just cease to exist completely.
Which is so crazy.
Mm-hmm. We've even seen something similar with HBO and Disney, where they'll produce entire shows and movies, and then just for tax write-off purposes, they'll just wipe them out. Like that, the
Which is
guys, the regular show, previously Tester
yes.
show. I never got to watch it, and I can't now.
Well,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Legally.
Yeah.
Assume I mean legally in any given, any given
Yeah. That show's also very funny. Like I love that show.
Mm-hmm. Was it close enough? That was called.
Yes,
Yeah.
close enough. Yeah, that was very funny. But yeah, no, it's just ridiculous because it's like, how are you gonna have stuff that just I don't, it's like physical, like it's one of those people have been saying this for a long time. It's like, oh, physical media is dying. It's so important. And I was like, oh yeah, everything on streaming. It's like it's different for me with games though, because I feel like with shows, there's always some way to watch it a lot of the time. With games, if the primary source is gone, it's just gone.
Yeah. And also, games are just more expensive than movies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, if you want to buy the whole box set of a show, it might be about $60 or $80. But like a random, movie is like, if you get the Steelbook like all of it is like maybe 30. But if you were to go on Black Friday, they will probably discount it. They're never going to discount unless Sony has a specific sale, which again never happens. Those kinds of discounts and deals can't really happen. And just like I'm just imagining, holiday 2028, assuming that the the PlayStation 6 is out by then. Assuming, like, imagine a kid for Christmas gets a PlayStation 6 and also gets a game with it, because they will still be selling, at least for now, they said they will be selling physical boxes that just have a code in the box, like they're doing with Grand Theft Auto 6.
Which is like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can do discounts on those physical, on those physical boxes, but that I don't know why they would be incentivized to do that, but whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, imagine that kid opening that box, plugging the PlayStation, like getting the box, opening up, and it's just a piece of paper that has a code in it. They gotta sign in and like take the whole process to download the update.
Right.
Like, it's just you're just you're stopping all excitement for this thing for no reason.
None whatsoever, just because.
Like, back in the day, whenever I got a new Pokemon game for birthday or Christmas, I would open the box, take the cartridge, put it in my Game Boy or DS, and then play it immediately. No hassle, no download, no updates, no nothing. You just not to go back in my day on it, but like that's that was a genuinely good experience. When the things now are actually worse, like I feel that's just kind of what I have to default to.
Literally.
So yeah, I understand that consumers have been, PlayStation fans have been kind of going more toward this direction for a while now. I think a recent report showed that in some regions the split between physical and digital is like 10% physical, 90% digital. And in Japan especially, like almost no one is buying physical PlayStation games anymore. So I guess I understand, like, on paper, why someone would suggest this. But I still think it's a terrible idea, and it's just an absolutely terrible precedent to for the industry.
Well, that's my thing. It's more of just like, it's just bad for business. It's like, you're literally, I mean, it's not bad for their pockets, but it's like
Yeah.
you're literally destroying physical media.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, this is like, and it's not like it's like like they're clearly doing it for the money. Like there's not
Yes.
like there's no real alternative motive or purpose here. There's no like oh well this is actually better because like you're just doing it for money. Like there's nothing you
Mm-hmm.
can even say about that.
Yeah.
Like you're
And
just
I
doing it for the
know
money.
some people have argued, like, oh, well, there have been stipulations even on physical media nowadays, like in the terms and conditions of any given game. There's language in there that implies like you don't actually own the game, even though you bought the game, but you still do physically have the disc. Like you do actually have the game. You spent 70 or sometimes $80+ on this physical disc that you can put in your system and play it. Like to me, that has inherent value. Now, I do want to go on record saying that over the past couple of years, I have on the Switch and Switch 2 have bought more games digitally than I have in the past, just for convenience sake. But I
Mm-hmm.
still, I'm not like going, all in on all digital. Like I still do buy a good amount of my games physical. Just I like the box art. I like the way that I just like putting the thing in the thing. It feels good.
I just like putting the thing in the thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
facts. Nah, it's dumb. I,
So,
I don't like it either.
and luckily, I kind of feel bad for the people running PlayStation's Twitter account because every single post PlayStation makes is just full of people complaining about this.
It should be.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about that at all. That's how like no, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean that's
Fight back,
really
do it.
trash.
Yeah.
Because
So,
I mean, like,
well,
what do you expect?
like there's like a 5% chance that fan backlash
Nah.
will let them redo the decision. Like if there there's been talks of people like threatening to boycott Wolverine and other PlayStation games because of this. I don't think
Nah.
that'll actually happen, but if there were a major boycott of Wolverine specifically, I think that could at least that could maybe send a message, but I don't think it would be big enough to. I think it would just lead to them. Oh, well, that game didn't sell well, so we're just gonna lay off a bunch of people at Insomniac and move on. Like, I don't think that would really. I don't think
It's
that
not
would
gonna do
reverse that
anything.
decision. No. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, in
well,
this
a year
case,
and a
it's like
half at
this.
least.
Like, I understand fan backlash can like help in certain cases, but this feels too big. Like, this is
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. I.
Because I mean, this is like the entire. This is the entire industry. Like, this
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
I genuinely think Nintendo would stick around physical for at least their next console, just because their share of physical to digital is much bigger than I think the most recent investor meeting. They said that it's closer to 50-50 now, which is a lot higher than Sony and Microsoft are. And in Japan especially, it's like 80-20 or like 70-30. It's like which Japanese Japanese people just love buying the physical Nintendo games. So they're not, so that
Mm-hmm.
is where they operate out of. They're not gonna make any major decisions like that until that fan base just completely stops buying it. So at least Nintendo will stick around for a little while longer, but yeah, I don't think I would be shocked if the Xbox Helix or whatever it ends up actually being called. I will be shocked if there were a physical media option. There. I'll be shocked if the PS6 has an option that has the disk drive. Um, yeah, I it's annoying.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, why are we doing this?
I know. Yeah, but like I said, you still have about a year and a half to buy as many physical PlayStation games as you could ever
Literally.
want, and it is done.
That's literally what I'm doing. Like it's like
Yeah.
just going, just buy as many as you can and hurry up because
Mm,
that's all we can do at this point.
yeah. But Sony isn't the only one making questionable decisions over there. So Sony announced that, and then just a few days later, Xbox announced that they will be doing they will be laying off 3,200 people as a part of
Oh,
their game development team
oh my.
across all
Did
their
they say
studios.
why?
So, uh, kind of. So there was like a long, uh, like Asha Sharma, the new, I think I said her name right, the new CEO. She like on Twitter, she posted the email that she sent out to all the staff, and the like I'll say lowlights really were essentially, yeah, our gaming division is not making any money. We've been operating at a loss for many years now. Previous management did not do what it should have been doing. Just throwing Phil Spencer way under the bus there. The focus to doing all streaming and like and focusing away from the Xbox itself wasn't really good. Uh, Purchasing all these studios ended up backfiring. We're actually gonna sever ties with three major studios, well, not like well, kind of major, but like with Ninja Theory, it wasn't actually shut down, but they are selling them off. Double Fine and Compulsion Games, or either letting them be indie or being bought by someone else. Uh, Apparently, according to this email, she was very transparent about this. Apparently, uh, a lot of the like a lot of the teams that were working on major games were so inefficient that they had to go through up to 14 layers of management in order to get any given decision done.
14.
Correct. And there have been reports out of Bethesda specifically about that kind of thing uh, before, because Starfield took way longer to make than it should have, and they had apparently over 1,000 developers working on that one game. Which, if you don't know anything about games, that actually is a lot. Like that's more than most like AAA developers
Mm-hmm.
make. Like I don't even know if GTA 6 has that many people making it. Like
Seriously?
it. I mean, Rockstar is a pretty big studio, but like apparently there was a lot of redundancies, a lot of like mini teams within the big teams, like kind of working on the same game, working on things that ended up like not actually working out. Like it wasn't really as cohesive as they wanted it to be. Um, but like since you have, but with something like any given like Doom game, made in software, which is owned by Bethesda, which is owned by ZeniMax, which is now owned by Microsoft or Xbox, which is now owned by Microsoft. That's at least 5 layers there on top of any
Mm-hmm.
given middle management you got going. So like with just how large this company had become, it doesn't surprise me that just decisions weren't made nearly fast enough to produce as efficiently and as fast as they were hoping for. Um, so it's not like an excuse, but it at least is kind of like a window into why these layoffs were done. Do I think it's good that 1,600 people were laid off last Monday and then 1,600 more people are going to be laid off within the next year? No,
No.
I think that sucks actually. Like imagine going into work on a random Monday and then you get to your workstation and then out of nowhere like the guy who's sitting next to you is just given a pink slip and then they're told to leave or however it works. Like imagine going into work and just like people you usually work with are just gone, and then
I
also
mean, what?
knowing that within the next 6 months you might also be gone. I
Like
couldn't
more than
imagine.
likely.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
that would
imagine
suck.
working in an environment like that.
No, that would be terrible.
Yeah. And it doesn't help the fact that there have been. This is obviously not the first time Microsoft has done a major round of layoffs like this. They did like pretty much any given year. There have been up to multiple different um, like mass layoffs. I know in 2022 they had like 1,800 people. 23 they had at least 900 people in one batch. And the first round was kind of explained away by like, oh well, during COVID because there was like a big boom in the gaming industry because everyone was home and they were all just just had nothing better to do but play games. Uh, we just we just hired a lot of new people who could work from home and help with these projects we were working on. And then also in that time, they also purchased ZeniMax, Bethesda, and also Activision Blizzard. So on top of once we got back into the studio to actually into the office building to work, we actually didn't have space to accommodate all the new people we hired, so we actually had to fire some people in order to allow those new people to come in. We
Which is
also
crazy.
Yeah, we also bought one of the largest studios period in Activision Blizzard King. So in order to accommodate this new studio, we had to fire people to help with overhead costs of buying them in the first place. I don't understand how that works. I don't get the point of that, but whatever. Um, and then it feels like it's the cascading just domino effect of just mistakes because like every any given year they're not releasing any games because they fired all the people who worked on the games and canceled all the games they were making, so they're not making any money on the games that that aren't coming out, and then every game that is coming out they're just putting it on Game Pass, so no one has incentive to buy Starfield for $60 or $70 when you could just you know, pay a month of Game Pass for $20 and then cancel it. Actually, I don't understand how they thought that business model would work when every single new game they release goes straight to a service that you have to pay for like up to multiple years at a time to make it worth
Hmm.
putting even one of those games on. Like I don't understand how
Right?
that makes sense.
Like it doesn't. They're just trying. I mean, like it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know. And there have been reports from Bethesda, its software, Activision, like a lot of people who worked on the last Call of Duty game, like people at Blizzard, like just all of their studios have just been, hit massively by these layoffs. I just like, especially when I feel like they're ace in the hole in the kind of hopefully kind of near future is theoretically Elder Scrolls 6. Firing a good chunk of the developers working on that game is not going to make that game come out
It's
faster.
really not.
Yeah, so that's not good. But like, again, it's a little morbid, but like, something kind of funny about this is like after this announcement, like this is objectively worse than Sony not releasing physical games. It might not like seem it on the future since the no physical games does impact us directly,
Yes.
but laying off 3,000 people and having them all, lose their jobs, and that would therefore make future games take longer to make. Like I feel like overall that is a worse thing. The way it was kind of framed in just like the general public is like, oh, they did another round of layoffs. Sony still sucks. We're not over this.
I mean, both things can be true though.
No, they both are terrible. They're both like, I would argue maybe even like equally bad, like in different directions. But just the fact that it's so commonplace for Xbox to have these layoffs, it's like, oh, that's another, just another one of those, or as just a completely new, unheard of thing that Sony did. So we're mad at them a lot more. It's just again, it's not actually funny, but I find it's a little ironic that like this thing that is horrible that we should just we should but boycott Microsoft over that. Maybe I don't know. It just feels bad all around. Pretty much is what I'm getting at.
I mean, yeah, there's no like positive way to spin that
No,
at all.
like,
Like
oh,
not even a
going
little bit.
forward, studios will only have up to 5 levels of management. Like, I guess that's better. Like, I don't know. Oh, Minecraft and Candy Crush will report directly to me, the CEO person. Like, that'll help streamline updates. Like, I guess, but will that help? Will like it just like these are like I compare this to Nintendo, who apparently over the past year has actually hired 300 new people, and also over the last year or so, given all the developers a decent pay raise. That's kind of unheard of in most Western developers, or like where like it seems to be commonplace for all these other studios to be firing and and canceling stuff, whereas like Nintendo, who is basically exclusively making games, they can they can actually increase their overall developer base. And I know that Microsoft is a much bigger company, so there's just a lot more going on there. But it's just kind of you know interesting to juxtapose those. Um, yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy too because like at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do because it's like I mean,
yep,
it's like yeah, it's bad that people getting laid off this thing, but it's like it's hard for me to be like, ah, how dare you? When it's like this directly, like you said, this like
yeah,
the game thing directly affects not just me and you, just games as a whole. Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, it's never great when like your massive layoffs happen, but it's like, hey, you can, they'll probably, I'm sure some other corporation can pick them up, they'll be okay. Versus this is the end of an entire way of gaming for I mean, our entire way of life.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this is bad because these companies don't care about people, as is
Nope,
proved by these giant layoffs
nope.
and other things. Like they're literally just gonna be like, "All right, here's your game. Psych, you can't have it."
Mm-hmm.
Or, "Oh, the price doubled. What are you gonna do? Not play?" "Oh, the
Yep.
subscription." He's like, "Oh, well, you have to have a subscription. You have to have PlayStation Online." It's like, "Okay, it's only $10. Oh, it's 20 now."
Ooh,
Oh, well,
the I'm sure you know this, but the base PlayStation subscription is like $80. Like it's like is it 100 a year? It's a lot more than it was because for the
it's
longest.
gone. It's like $10 a month for me, so it's like I guess that's
Oh,
120 a year.
that's not good. That's a
No,
lot.
no, and it's gonna go up. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. And just to kind of like once again, like I don't mean to like always frame this as like, oh, Nintendo's the good guy. It's just interesting to me just how they run their business compared to these other companies. Two things. One, it's so just to kind of put in perspective the mind of the investors in these major companies. When GTA 6 announced their pricing, they were again all digital, $80 for the base game, $100 for the special edition, which more or less the $100 edition is like the real games that has like more story modes and like actual like feels like that's like the complete game, but whatever. The base game is $80. Rockstar's or Take Two, whatever, like the parent company, their stock actually dropped a good amount after that announcement because the investors were convinced that they would actually be charging more for the game. Like they were
Mm.
expecting the base to be 100 and the special edition to be a lot more. So because they're still gonna make a Google amount of money, like
Not the
like
Google amount
more
is
money
crazy.
than you could possibly imagine. Within a couple of days of that game going on pre-order, which I don't know why you'd pre-order a code in the box, but whatever. With a couple of days of it being of the pre-orders going up, it already had over 39 million pre-orders.
Jesus.
But that's not good enough. It should have,
That's not good
you
enough.
could have been charging $20 more per per sale. Like so we're actually no, we're actually doing a bad job.
Yeah. A Google amount is crazy.
Yeah. And the same kind of in the reverse with Sony. After that was announced like 9 a.m. that morning when the markets opened at 10, their stock actually shot up because investors saw that as a good decision.
Mm.
I, I just I just can't.
I mean, it's just greed. Like,
Yeah, it's just greed. And
there's no like, oh, well, maybe. No, it's
no,
just greed.
no,
There's
and
literally no other
like
reason.
yeah, like luckily after that happened with Microsoft, oh, they actually one thing we haven't talked about yet is that Microsoft also raised the price of the Xbox a good amount to the point where as of August 1st, the cheapest Xbox will be $550 or 600. I think it's 550, but still, it's the cheapest Xbox will be more than the most expensive Switch 2 as of September 1st. So
Insane.
I just find that a little weird how the Xbox Series S was pitched as like this cheaper alternative to the more powerful console that can still do everything it can do, just might not run quite as well. And now it's over $500, and I just am always just so appreciative of Nintendo not giving into uh not giving into their investors, like not feeling that they yes, they are raising the price of their system by $50, but again the investors thought that it would be going up even more. So after they announced investors were kind of hounding them for the weeks leading up to their investor meeting that, oh, with rising costs of parts and shipping and stuff, we think you should raise the price by a lot. But then when they raised it by only 50, that was seen as not good enough. So actually, we're
Insane.
stock's going to break. The stock is going to go down, ignoring the fact that Nintendo weirdly is one of the few companies on the planet that has no operational debt.
Yeah.
I don't know how they manage that, but anytime they buy a company or they have the chance to buy stock back to help stabilize something, they can just do it because they have billions of dollars in cash in the bank with no debt, so they can kind of just do whatever. I don't know. I find that interesting compared to how uh, Sony and Microsoft and EA and all these other companies operate when if ever they have to acquire a company or do something drastic like that, they always just go more into debt and have to lay off people, and
Mm-hmm.
it sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the next Xbox they'll rally with that one, right? Surely.
Yeah, surely,
That
certainly, of course.
$800 new, sorry, probably closer to $1,200 system, if we're being honest. And that thing's not. I'll be in the middle and say $900 minimum. There's no way it's cheaper than that. Whatever.
Which is crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um. Oh, one I didn't even mention this one potential casualty that hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's one of those stories that was rumored. It's oh yeah, that's probably true. The Blade game that was being made by
Oh
Arcane
my god.
Studios
Forgot
is
about
also
that.
probably canceled.
Oh yeah, no, that's not happening. I mean, that game's been, again, similar to the Blade movie.
Yeah.
That's been in purgatory for how many years now? Like 3 years now, I
I
think?
think it was announced at the Game Awards 2022.
So,
It
yeah,
was either
going
2 or
on.
3. It's been at least
I
3
I
years
think
since
it
the
was
game has been out.
23, but like either
Yeah.
way, 3 or 4 years of nothing
Yeah. Nothing.
since that one trailer. And like, I mean, like nothing.
Nothing.
No, oh, this we're working on, like nothing. And I'm like, the game's not happening.
No.
Which I'm like, what's up with Blade? Like,
I don't.
why is just it's just not happening?
He's really good in Marvel Rivals, so at least he has that going for him. He's gonna be in that new Tokon fighting game, so he has motion,
Yeah,
just
that's
not
something, I guess. Yeah.
something. Yeah. So yeah. We'll just kind of keep an eye on all the happenings that are going on over there. So we're not gonna talk about the we're not gonna like really talk about the Netflix Avatar right now. You haven't seen any of it yet. I've seen all of
I'm
it.
not.
We're not going to delve into it right now. Well, that'll be a whole separate podcast. So I'm sure we'll fill the entire thing. But the Avatar movie, uh, is it The Legend of Aang? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Avatar: The Legend of Aang. Yeah.
Correct.
There's been a lot of weirdness that going on with this movie because
That's what I'm saying.
at first it was going to be in theaters this October, and like, oh no, actually it's going to be on streaming. Which I don't know, like, why would you put all this effort into making this live action show, which I guess his whole purpose is to bring people to the show to be like, oh well, the show is actually amazing. To develop this entire Avatar studio that's making a brand new cartoon and also is making all these movies to then just announce it for theaters and then pull it to streaming. I don't know what
For
the deal
some
is with that.
reason.
Yeah. But then back in May, it just completely leaked. Like people have already watched and analyzed and rewatched this. I haven't seen it yet. I'm
haven't either. I was affected. But again, like people are joking online. It's like, LOL, the first trailer for this movie was the movie. Like,
I'm sure I'm glad to finally watch the trailer of this movie I have not seen yet.
I've definitely not seen it all, and neither have you.
Yeah. But I guess because they knew that so many people already saw it, they went ahead and pushed the release date up to July 25th. I think that feels right. Yeah, July 25th. So
okay.
Hang on, did I write that down wrong? Hang on. Let me double check. That's a Saturday. That can't be right. Movie release date. Oh yeah, Saturday. Okay, cool. It is going to be on Paramount Plus, which I don't have. I assume you don't have.
Nope.
No. But like maybe like I'll wait for it to officially come out and then maybe get the free trial like in August, and maybe they'll have other stuff on there that I like and we'll keep it. I don't know, but from the trailer, what are your just general thoughts about it?
It first of all, the different voices throw me off.
Yeah,
like I don't like.
I like Steven Yeun, but
I was like, wait, is this Zuko? Is this Zuko talking? Is that Sokka talking? Like, who's who? Like,
yeah,
I don't really know. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's weird, but it's also the animation so different from the original. It feels like a new thing using the old characters, which, like, I get that's kind of what they're going for, but it kind of like, at least with the Avatar show, it kind of looked close enough that like I'm like, okay, I see what everyone's trying to be, where it's like here it feels like it's a different show entirely. Like I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, the animation being definitely not bad. I think it still looks good, but being so different from the original show, and not even like an evolution of that style like Korra was. It's definitely a choice to make it like almost cell shady. It's a little weird what they're doing, but again, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah.
It's just definitely a choice.
Yeah, I don't love it at all, but I also don't hate it either.
hmm Yeah, I just I hope that new art style is they're still able to like you know the bending still looks fluid. I hope everyone still moves the way they usually do. Um, and there have been times when a change in art style uh, has happened and actually ended up benefiting the movie well, like the new the Puss in Boots movie a few years
Mm-hmm.
back. The art style of that is drastically different from Shrek, and that movie is amazing. And I think the art style like really amplifies what it's trying to do. And I'm hoping that there was a purpose behind this art style change.
Yeah, I mean, it does still kind of work. Like the bending still looks pretty fluid and cool, but I'm also like, it. I don't know. It looks more. I don't know. I feel like it kind of. I don't know. It feels more like a. I don't know. It's hard to describe. Like it's definitely cell shady, but like, which is weird for Avatar because this feels. I don't know. It just feels too different. I don't know. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
watch it, but it's like between the different voices, the different animation, the different like they're aged up now, which I like that part, but I'm like, I don't know,
yeah,
the rest of it feels I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. It does look bad. It just definitely. I'll have to like see the whole thing before I make like a it
Mm-hmm.
like almost I'm like watching a bit of the trailer here. It like it's not CG, but it like almost kind of looks CG. I think as far as like when like Appa and other maybe it is CG. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's weird.
Like it's right? Like it's so odd.
Yeah, I mean the stuff does look fluid and like I bending looks good. Like I don't have a reason to fear, but I don't know. It's it's a little jarring at first.
Yeah, it's definitely something to get used to.
Yeah. But like Katara and Toph and even Aang, they all just look really good. Um, yeah, I'm like obviously I'm excited to see it. I just especially with how the new Netflix show goes, and even to an extent, kinda with how Korra was handled. I'm not like 100% like, oh, this will be the greatest thing ever. I'm still like
Oh
just a
no.
little reserved going in.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not like, it's like we'll see, but I'm like,
Yeah,
not too I don't know. I feel like because it's already been seen, and also like I felt like everyone who saw it didn't really say anything about it. Like partially to like, I feel like if it
yeah,
was like really good, if it had been leaked
yeah.
early, we would have heard all about it, and then people would have been like, "This is crazy. This is awesome. We got to see this."
hmm
You know?
Yeah. I've heard I've like intentionally not heard a lot about it, but the couple of things I have heard have been generally positive. So I, yeah, I'll probably see it at some point in August when I get the free trial, and then so they, yeah, and then go from there. Okay. Um, moving over to a bit of DC stuff. Um, so I know you haven't seen Supergirl yet. Uh, I have. I thought it was a lot of fun. Does it have its issues? There are some things I wasn't like the most hot on, but also I think it did some of the things very, very well. It's
Okay.
definitely not, one of the worst superhero movies ever made because apparently that's the only way you can talk about media nowadays.
Every time.
Every
That's like
time.
the only categories. It's either the worst thing that's ever happened or
It
oh,
can't
it's
just
fine.
be a 7. It's got to be
That's
either
what
a
I'm
10 or a 2.
saying.
Like there's no in between.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, like it's like come on.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it's like not doing super great at the box office to the point where I like I really like when we were doing our fantasy box office, my gut feeling was like I have a feeling that Supergirl will be the one to give you as a bomb. I was like, I'm not gonna put that in the
Mm-hmm.
universe. Apparently the one I gave you ends up actually doing somewhat decent, but like I'm not gonna throw that in the universe. I'm gonna hope it does well. I'm not gonna root against it. It apparently is kind of bombing a lot. It
Bombing.
only did
Yeah,
about 70 million opening weekend. It's only just barely like 110 million now after a few weeks. It just
ish.
people just aren't
What
seeing
is
it
it?
like yeah 111 right now. So yeah, uh, some
Not
it's
doing too hot.
definitely not helped by the fact that Toy Story was the week right before it.
Yeah.
Minions was right after it, and now with
Yeah.
not that Moana's going to do great either, but like now you have Moana, then Spider-Man like a couple weeks after
Thanks,
that
Buzz
is just
Rush. Yeah.
it's just not going to do much better than 111 ish.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like once Spider-Man comes out, it's over because no one's gonna see Supergirl over Spider-Girl. Just they're not.
No,
Like it's, you know what I mean. So it's
yeah,
like,
and
but even then,
the
it's like,
pre-sale predictions for Spider-Man have it tracking opening weekend at over $500 million.
500 opening weekend is ungodly.
Yeah, that is not unheard of, but
I
very
mean,
rarely heard of.
that's an Avengers level threat.
That's an entire Fantastic Four.
That's what I'm saying. In
Fantastic
over
Four
the
made
weekend.
it made some profit, but not as much as I feel it should have, given how good the movie was. It made like about 560 million total.
Yeah, but like making that off rip, bro, is insane. Like
uh,
on one weekend?
yeah,
Nah,
like
bro.
like Superman may or may not be the face of of comics, but like when it comes to superhero movies, apparently
Oh
that
yeah.
goes to Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, no. Absolutely. Like it's not even close.
Yeah, like I have my like potential reservations when it comes to just the way this movie seems to be structured. I think it might potentially be a little messy. Um, we'll see how it comes together. Like I trust the director of this. He made Shang-Chi. He made the Wonder Man show. Like I think those both turned out pretty good. Uh, so I think he'll do a good job. But like we'll like you know I think it'll be a good movie and I'll definitely watch it. But it definitely, especially with like the stuff they're doing with the Hulk and like whatever Sadie Sings character is, I'm just a little weary of it. Maybe being a little too much like a I don't really want to say this, but like Amazing Spider-Man 2 had just like a lot of stuff going on that didn't really connect super well. Hopefully it's cohesive, but we'll see. Um, and speaking of Spider-Man, you finished Spider-Noir,
I did.
and what are your thoughts now that you've seen it all?
It's a wild show, man. Like it's crazy. First of all, I had to watch the show with subtitles because, bro,
Yeah,
the talking
yeah, same.
was so crazy. Like I was so confused. I was like, "What is? Why does everyone sound like they're talking in a paper bag?" Like I could not understand. Like, bro, nah, so, like Silvermane like threw me off. So like there were certain people I was like, what? Like but it was not. So I definitely had to get subtitles. But nah, I watched the colored version, not the like black and white version, just because I was like, nah, because it was really bright and vibrant. So I really liked that. So
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, because like even the buildings were like all like different colors and things. And like I think it really helped. I liked that a lot. I know the characters they picked a lot of like, they made it, they were, characters we know because there's Sandman and Tombstone and like, there's Electro and
Not
like,
Electro. It's not
well,
Electro. It's what do you call himself? It's some other guy who also has electric powers. I don't
yeah,
know
but I
why
mean,
Sony
yeah,
just
but
didn't
like it's
use it's
like
like
it's
yeah, it's like
like yeah, it's Electro. Let's be real, but like you know what
yeah.
I mean, like, but no, I think it was really cool. There were a lot of, first of all, there were some crazy ridiculous, like for the whole like soldier flashback thing was some nightmare fuel. I was not prepared for
Yeah.
that at all. I literally spit my drink out
I know
watching
you
that.
have a
I was
thing with
so freaked.
spiders. So.
Yes, bro, that was so creepy. That
Hmm.
freaked me out so much. I almost turned the whole show. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no. I had to skip through that because that was
Yeah.
bad. Like
It,
that freaked me out the first time.
I do really like just the like the kind of subtle like, oh, all of these people who were experimented on, they're like with different animals and stuff, like, oh, they all turn into a different Spider-Man villain. You got the electric eel, that was not a
Hmm.
shocker. Spider, obviously, bit
Right.
Spider-Man. um uh I think there was a Scorpion, obviously Scorpion. But like we're not gonna see all of them because maybe
Right,
they're all
right.
dead or maybe not. I kind of wonder what exactly was Tombstone experimented on with. Was he like hit by a rock? Like what exactly?
It was a big rock. Like yeah, no, that yeah, I get their powers are different and stuff, but it's like yeah, because it's like what is that man? You just put him in the jar of sand. Like what do you
Yeah, I
like?
don't
You know,
know.
but yeah, no, I mean I think it was really good. Obviously, Nick Cage is like having the time of his life.
Oh yeah.
His comments as Spider-Noir are so funny because it's like you're used to Spider-Man making quips and jokes, but it's funny here because he sounds like he's just talking to himself, which just makes it way funnier. He's like, "You ever gonna run out of bullets?" Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like dumb stuff he's just saying and talking, and like, it's just really fun, and
Yeah.
like, I love the side characters too. Janet was awesome. I like
Hmm.
her, like Robbie. Like, there were a lot of I know he was Robbie. I just call him Winston though because, but
Yeah.
yeah, like no, I mean they did a really good job of just like making this world feel very real and very fun.
Hmm.
A lot going on. I think they did a good job making Silvermane like an intimidating, like, boss man
Yeah.
presence and like kind of running things and stuff like that. I do like the connection that like, like yeah, like it turns out, oh yeah, he was one of the guys who saved all these POWs, so it kind of he kind of has
Mm.
that he kind of has that war kind of connection with them. So I thought that was really interesting.
It is kind of funny
Um,
that the picture that they keep flashing to, Spider Noir is like literally just off screen, like
yeah,
passed out. Like,
yeah,
that's funny.
yeah, that was pretty interesting too. But yeah, no, and I think and the action I thought was really good. Like there was
Oh
very,
yeah.
I was very surprised how fluid the action scenes were.
Mm.
Which makes sense because it's not an old show. It just looks like an old show. But like it
Yeah.
was very interesting how like they're really these really good connections, or like like the bar fight scene where he's like
Mm.
drunk off his butt and he's just like and all this stuff, and like it's really entertaining. I was really impressed by it.
Mm. Yeah. Like it. Every year there's one superhero thing that we either leave off of or don't rank very high in our
Yeah,
anticipated, things, and it
and
turns
they're
out
out of
it's actually
nowhere.
really good. This is probably going to rank pretty high at the end of the year as far as like favorite comic book things. Like it's
Yeah, no, because it was. I
really
mean, it was
good.
very enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. It kept you guessing a little bit.
Hmm.
Some
Yeah.
mystery here and there.
Yeah, Nick Cage's physical acting was so good. He was like
Yes.
spazzing out when he's like, or just that's just yeah,
Just
like
having so
he
much
sold
fun
it
with it. You
very
can just
well.
tell.
Um, yeah, I would love to see, you know, however many seasons they can get out of this. Like I would love to them to keep going if they can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like it was very funny, very good action, like just a very good story. Like I liked it.
Yeah, I was a big fan. It was just a lot of fun, you know.
Hmm. Okay. Are there any other like major headlines you want to talk about before I move on to something else?
Mm, Dune trail. Do you want to?
I haven't seen that trailer, so
Oh, no, I mean
but
it's
yeah,
yeah, it's
like I'm sold on the movie. I don't need to see
yeah,
anything else. Like yeah,
yeah.
I
That's fair. That's fair.
like I still wish that it weren't the same day as Avengers Doomsday, but happy
Yeah.
for Florence Pugh getting a lot of money on that day.
Yeah. Seriously.
uh, man, like I'm gonna see Avengers first because I feel like I'm not gonna be like there's more chance of me there's more stuff to be spoiled by in that movie as far as Dune goes. Probably gonna see Doomsday that Saturday, and then either Dune the Sunday or the next Saturday. But
Okay.
I wish that they weren't on the same day, but oh well.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. So, moving on to what I hope will be a fun little game I devised called
Okay.
Heroes True Colors.
Oh boy.
Now, what I'm going to do is I have 6 DC characters and 6 Marvel characters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say the name of the character and without thinking, like do not process, just say the name and you say the first color that comes to mind that you most associate with this character.
Okay.
Okay? So again, like
Okay.
name you go. Name go. Okay?
Okay. Don't
Okay.
think
We can
about
like
it. Got
discuss
it.
it after, but like
Okay.
don't think about it, just say the first color that you associate most with the person. And there are a couple I'm gonna start kind of easy, then I'm gonna like
Get
make it a little
tougher.
more difficult.
Okay.
Okay. So you ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
Batman.
Black.
Okay. Because it can either be black, like I could hear an argument for blue depending on how you like grew up with the character, but yeah, it's black. Superman.
Blue.
Blue? Yeah, okay. I could either see blue or red depending on like what you
Yeah.
focus on more as far as costume goes. Um, because he is called like the big man or big man in
Big
blue.
blue.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Um, Wonder Woman,
Gold.
gold.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think tiara. I don't know.
yeah, that's fair. Um, like like more recent costumes that had are more like Romanized outfits, whereas
Yeah.
old stuff has more like red, white, and blue. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think the
Yes.
gold
And the
eagle and like the
lasso. Now that I
tiara.
think about it too, I think that's part of it too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zatanna,
Black.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black hair, black hat, usually.
Okay. For me, I think it's white. Usually her shirt and uh,
Yeah.
it's white. I think, but yeah, like
Yeah.
her leggings are black. Her hair is black. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Aquaman,
Green.
green.
Like
Really?
yeah, like the like green turquoise, like water green, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I
Is
know his costumes like was
yellow,
it orange or I don't know.
orange,
I
or
can't
yellow?
I don't know, something
It,
like that.
yeah, I probably would have gone with yellow or gold because of his costume.
Okay.
It's kind of more that color. And also, the trident is.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think of Aquaman at all. I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Like green, algae, green, sure. Like the
Yeah.
ocean's kind
Oh
of green,
Jesus Christ.
sure. And last for the DC characters, and probably I think is going to be the most interesting one for you to say. Robin,
Red.
red. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Depending on like which Robin you're talking about, it could be yellow, it could be black, it could be
Right.
green. But I think,
Green, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think red because I think that's like the staple color no matter what Robin you're talking about. There's some
yeah.
red.
All right. Moving over to Marvel, Wolverine,
Oh, the yellow.
yellow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I could, you're orange or brown, depending on black if you only
Yeah.
know him from the first 3 X-Men movies,
Yeah.
silver from the claws, but
Right. True.
yeah, is like iconic yellow suit, absolutely. Thor,
Oh, silver, I guess.
silver,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I would go with too. Like
Yeah.
his lightning is blue, but his costume is mostly silver.
Yeah. Mostly
Cape's
silver
also red.
usually.
I guess the hammer
Yeah.
is silver.
I guess that. Well, yeah, I forgot about that. Guess I don't see his cape as much.
Yeah. Hawkeye.
Oh God. I guess black. I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah, it
I don't know.
should
Like
be purple, but the
right, but I
movies are
don't
like,
like.
no, we're not doing
That's what
that.
I'm saying. They were just kind of like, yeah, we're not. You're not gonna make a grown man wear purple. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
We're just gonna
we're
make
not
you a
doing
generic
that.
soldier with a bow. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't think of this as the color. I'm like, oh yeah, like Hawkeye. It's just yeah. Well, yeah, I guess purple. Yeah, purple's more the actual comic look.
Mm. Doctor Strange.
Like red for like I don't know. Yeah, like
Yeah. Like his circle, his like magic is orangish, but his cape is red.
yeah.
That kind of,
It kind of
yeah,
yeah, because like yeah, because it's usually it's like with like all this stuff. You know, I don't know. It's all
yeah,
fancy.
yeah. It's like in most instances, like he has yellow gloves and a lot of his other
Yeah,
like yellow aspect on his costume as well. But I would say red too. Two more. Cyclops
red just because.
is the beam. Yeah, his suit is blue, but yeah,
Yeah, no, it's like the blue and yellow suit, but like when I think cycle, I just think of like just giant red blast,
yeah. Lastly, Storm.
white.
Wait, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like her black costume as well, and her lightning is
Mm-hmm.
blue, but yeah, I
It's
think
like the
white.
suit, the hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I always forgot her hair was also like kind of white silver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun. I Robin and Hawkeye were the ones I was most curious about what you would say because like, are
Yeah.
you more influenced by the movie with Hawkeye or you know?
Definitely the movie because I didn't really watch as many like Avengers like shows like the cartoons. I kind of was more introduced to the Avengers through the MCU. So I feel like that's why I didn't really have like, because like the purple, because I didn't really even, I didn't know about that till way later.
Right. Because this Hawkeye is never wearing that
Right.
purple
It's not wearing
mask,
like
which I don't
the,
even know why he
yeah.
ever had that.
Right. Versus DC, we're watching comic book stories and TV shows since, diapers. So it's like, yeah, a lot of these characters, I have like iconic looks for them before the movies even came out.
Yeah. Like there were others I thought about, but like oh either blue or red for Spider-Man, but it's red.
Mhm. I like that. I'm gonna say, we can work on this because there are other characters I'm interested on. Not even
Okay.
just like heroes, but also just like side characters too. Because
Yeah,
like when you think of Lois Lane, what color do you think of?
red for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. Because
Right?
I in the Superman cartoon, I think she usually wears a red jacket.
Yeah, she does.
That
She
feels
has like
right.
yeah, she has like two outfits. There's like she has the like I think it's like a blue, maybe blue or purple. I can't really tell. I
Purple.
don't do colors
Yeah,
well,
the purple
but she
shirt.
has like the blazer, and then it's like there's also a red and black version too.
Right. Okay.
So
I know it
yeah,
wasn't. I for some reason it was like purple or like red for her. But, although
yeah,
ironically, I didn't really love Amy Adams as her character, even though she is a redhead.
no,
I feel like she should be black character anyway.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean
Did she
that's
have? Did she wear a red jacket in Superman movie? Hang on. Okay, let's see. I had like a kind of like a brownish. A couple different options. Okay. Anyway. All right. Anything else you want to bring for discuss before we sign off?
I think that's all I've got.
All right. So with that, we'll see you all next time.
Take care.